Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sanga Japan newsletter interview. So today we are very fortunate to have with us Her Grace Neena Mataji for joining us for the interview for the newsletter. And before moving on to the interview, I would like to read the introduction of Mataji. Neena Mataji was introduced to Krishna consciousness in Belgium in Radhadesh. It has now been 8 years since Mataji began practicing the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And Mataji and her family were frequently visiting ISKCON temple in London as well. But Mataji took seriously Krishna consciousness when she started doing services like distributing spiritual books, organizing prasadam, hosting Maharaja lectures, and creating opportunities for devotees to gather and grow together. In ISKCON Naperville temple in IL, USA, Mataji is engaged in all the services. And Neena Mataji has written several articles for ISKCON, which were published in local newspapers, including Chicago Tribune. And Mataji writes weekly newsletters and sings kirtans at the local temple. She enjoys serving the local community by preaching in small groups. And Mataji is an aspiring devotee and has taken shelter under His Holiness Prabhupada Swami Maharaj. And Mataji holds 2 master degrees, MA in English Literature and an MBA, and currently works for JP Morgan. Mataji lives with her husband and daughter in Naperville, IL. And Mataji mentions that her particular transformative part of her journey has been her involvement with Bhakti Sanga, which is a global community, online community where devotees from all over the world come together. Hare Krishna Mataji, and we are very happy to have Mataji with us today for the interview. Vancha kalpatrupasha kripa sindhu pe vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha ananta koti vaishnav vrindi ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna Neena Mataji. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to all the wonderful devotees of Bhakti Sanga. You all are doing such a glorious services, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So yes, Mataji. So we are very, as I said, we are also very happy to have your association on Bhakti Sangha, and very nicely you host the calls also, Mataji. Thank you so much for that. And so all these services which I read in the introduction, it was really very interesting to know about your articles that you are writing also. And so what is the force, means what was the motive that means like how you came into this moment of Krishna consciousness?
Mataji, I was born in a very Krishna conscious family. I was very fortunate to be born. It's in a little place. It's in West Bengal. It's close to the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So my mother, my grandparents were all into this, but I never understood. I never really took anything seriously because, you take it for granted when too much of goodness is there. You don't understand the value. Then I grew up in Brussels. I was in Radhadesh in Bhaktivedanta Manor for so many times. We would just go eat prasadam and sing songs, and it was only a pious activity. Once I came to Naperville, it's about like 10 years ago, and with devotees' loving pressure, involvement, and prasadam, you cannot avoid Krishna consciousness. Only then I understood the real value, that why do we chant Hare Krishna? What's the meaning of it? And why do we need to chant 16 rounds? And how Prabhupada came and how he make this thing from a little place in Bengal all over the world, and really understood the deep meaning. And I actually saw how it affected our lives. So that's how it was, only with devotees' intervention. Otherwise, I don't think it's possible for anybody to understand Hare Krishna. Mataji, you are on mute, I think.
Yes, sorry, Mataji. So yeah, thank you so much. So nice to hear about that. And you said that from your childhood, means like you were brought in a Krishna consciousness way, and that's really very nice to hear that you're from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's own birthplace. So, and you said that you were brought up in a Krishna conscious way, but you were not interested in that. And from is it able to share that from what was the point and from where you got that inspiration to follow this path and chant the Mahamantra?
Yes, Mataji. So, the Krishna conscious way, when I was little, like, during the childhood, so there was one conflict that we faced. And I think that is with all the parents that we have. And that's why we need to be so consciously parenting, not just telling the children what to do, but actually why you would do and how you can benefit. So, uh, when we were little, we were not told why you should do this, why is it important, how it is going to make a difference, why do I need to follow this? So my mother would just do it. So we would ask, like, when we light a diya, why is it like that? Or when during Kartik month, why do we need to light so many lamps? So the questions weren't answered. So the little mind would think that there is no value of it. These are just sentimental. So of course, the more the parents want to push, not the parents, my mother especially would want to push you, so you turn away your face. Yeah. So that was the thing that happened. So I thought my mother tried, we would hear all the stories from Chaitanya, Bhagavad Katha, and all those, but never really resonated. I thought they were all made-believe stories because there was no proof of it. Only after I started reading Srila Prabhupada's book when I was much more older, because the heart would still keep longing. You know what I mean? So I would go and I would try some little bit Zen here, then I would try a little bit of Nam-myoho Renge Kyo there, so I would try a little bit of Buddhist meditation here. So the heart is longing something. It kept on longing, but it never felt satisfied until I came across at least Srila Prabhupada's book and I started to meet the devotees and the why was answered. Like, why is it important? What is the difference? I'm good anyways. By God's grace, everything was there, enough food, enough shelter, enough travel, everything is just, so what is the need behind that? So then the why was answered by Prabhupada's book, and that's how I got really genuinely from the heart, not to prove anything to anybody, but that emptiness to get rid of the voidness and to find the purpose of life. That was answered by Prabhupada's book, and that's how the change happened, Mataji, I think. Still not there, still thriving.
Nice. Yes, of course, there is a breakpoint for every one of us, right? So it is the thing that the soul has to realize. Okay, I want something for which I'm searching for. So
Right.
that's how the person ends up with Krishna. So very beautifully narrated, Mataji. And is it when did you get that exactly that transformation? That okay, now I should go here. So, is there any incident, anything that you can share with us?
Yes. It was with my daughter. My daughter, she was 5.5 years old, and we were in Naperville, and we were driving. And there was this small board written ISKCON, Naperville, right? And now the temple is quite big and all. And my daughter started to yell, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. I was like, and she was upset that we were not getting into it. So we had to go. We had to take the car. And we went there and the devotees was there and beautiful kirtan was going. And my husband thought, okay, another nice feast and nice food and then going home, But no, then the devotee took our phone number and they put us somehow in the Bhagavatam class, like every day, join 8:30 in the evening, read, start 30 minutes. And then I actually started to read the books. Those were the incidents that one after the other. So it was, and also, you start to think how to raise the child, how to make the person, a little being which we have no experience with, like how to give a more holistic view, a more good view, an all-round view, and pious view of life. So it was my daughter's intervention that took us, daughter's inspiration that took us to the temple here. And that's where we met the devotee. And the devotee made sure we enrolled to Bhagavatam class, and it started. And it started every day, every night. And the more I read, the more I started enjoying it, the more questions started to happen, and we kept more and more people started to join. And then we had to all study one chapter, and we had to give our thoughts, our question, and it really flourished from there. So I'm talking about 9 years ago, 8, 9 years ago. It started in a small family, but very quickly it evolved, Martha.
Okay, so it was a blaster, right? So once it
Yes,
started, like
yes. It was
going
full on, beautiful, full on party. Yes.
very nice, Mataji. So, and in your introduction, you have said that you have a great connection, means like you had a turning point as in when you came in contact with Bhakti Sanga, right? So, when you came in contact with Bhakti Sanga, Mataji?
So it was a few years ago, I think. No, 5, 6, something like that. Yeah, 6, 7 years ago, Mataji. So what was happening, Mata? We were struggling to find a consistent time to chant. And okay, in the evening, the books are reading, or their consistency was lacking, right? So I used to join the small community for chanting, but people will come, they will not join, and it would fall through. Then I started to join Everyday Chant. There was another group online, but from there I heard about Bhakti Sangha, and somehow I was led to Bhakti Sangha. And then I would feel so embarrassed that all the devotees every day, be it Sunday, be it holiday, they are 4 o'clock CST, they are chanting. Everybody. And what is my problem? Why cannot I chant? So out of that, and then I started waking up, and I started joining, and I started joining, and I started chanting. And I'm like, and then I cannot do without it. Because it's really the devotee Sangha. When we say Bhakti Sangha, that chanting and then the Bhagavatam class, this morning routine is so important, as we hear from all the Prabhujis that talk about it. If you start the day right, the whole day will go, and the energy flows. If you don't get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, if you're getting up late or something, you will see you're feeling more lethargic. But if you are up and you chant and the energy flows, and your conscious and subconscious mind is open and willing to receive all the blessings of God, and hearing the pure vibration that is coming straight from the spiritual world. So that's the turning point, Mataji. And thank you so much to all the Bhakti Sangha devotees that make this wonderful thing happen so beautifully, consistently.
Yeah, that's great about Bhakti Sangha also, Mataji. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for sharing that. Yes, of course, as you said, that chanting has to happen at the morning time, and in that case, our Bhakti Sangha is providing a very good, means like
True.
gateway, I think. So where everyone can come together and chant, and it's a very good association also, though it is virtual, but still it's very strong. So thank you so much, Mataji, for sharing that. And
And one
yes.
thing I wanted to mention, and I had Shamaguri Mataji, Vinita Mataji reaching out to do service. When you give service, you actually become responsible. This is such a good idea of the devotees, that they will make you do something. Then you cannot escape. You have to do it because you're responsible for so many things. These little tweaks is what makes you more responsible, more, and then you develop the interest. Sorry, I just wanted to mention that, Mataji. Didn't want to cut you off.
No issues, Mataji. Of course, yes. Once we come in the devotee association, it's
That's it.
really different, Mataji. They will lead us. That's it.
Yes,
We'll have to just be there. So they will lead us. So that's really very nice. And you're working, right, Mataji? So
yes,
yes, as you said that you're working, and you're vice president at JP Morgan, right?
yes, Mataji. First,
So
first vice president of JP Morgan Chase. Yeah.
yeah. So, and how do you go through your spiritual life and your material life? How do you balance that?
Yeah, Mataji, it is so wonderful question. So years ago, I used to have a conflict, but now I'm trying to follow something called Yukta Vairagya. So I have a little plaque, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, at my table, at my office, and I leave
Mm-hmm.
it there. So when I enter my office, the first thing I do, I do the prayer, the full Mangala Charan prayer I do, and I said, okay, I'm starting my day. It's your responsibility, yeah, how I do, and I don't remember every moment because there are so many client meetings, so many things. It's really hardcore material work, But in the morning when I start, I offer it to Lord Krishna, Radharani, you be with me, and may I be able to serve all the people that are coming. And sometimes after the work is done, I meet several people also, and we talk about some spiritual connections. So if I get a 1 or 2 minutes to talk a little bit about Krishna, I do. I have given some books as well. But how do I balance? So the thing is that I try to think in my head that if I do a great job, whatever I'm doing, because at the end, I'm offering the job to Krishna. So I want to do my best in everything I do, be it in the material world, because everything, even the material, is a reflection of the spiritual world. So even if I'm doing the job, if I'm taking the licensing test, if I'm managing a certain portfolio work or helping the clients, I try to do the best of it. So hoping that Krishna will be pleased with that. So then the conflict doesn't arise. So whatever I'm doing with all my consciousness at my full heart, and yeah, and the day goes by trouble free. Only when the chanting is done, I have noticed this, when you do the chanting and you do your rounds, the day goes very peacefully. Things fall into its place. The day, and believe me, the day when the chanting, the first beginning is not correct, or you say that, oh, I'm so tired today, I will just do few and I'll do the rest later, and the later never happens, the things don't go as planned. And this I have seen repeatedly. So I seriously believe from the bottom of my heart, to have a wonderful, even material life, spiritual, you need to start with the dedication to Krishna and his holy name.
Yeah, so that's really a very good point, Mataji, which you said that to start the day, we'll have to first dedicate it to the Lord. And very nicely, you said that about your work, that whatever you do, you just offer it to Krishna. So that means like for the pleasure of Krishna, you think and do it, and that's how your work continues. And you said that you talk with the people in means like in your office, right? So whenever you do the work or out of your work, so you talk, you have some spiritual talks, right? So how do you means like how the talk would be means like they must have some other belief, and you are saying about Krishna. So we usually hear that no, this is all just bogus. So this is what here. So there will be some ups and downs, right? So how do you handle that?
You see, Mataji, in order to people to listen to you or to hear you in the workplace, you need to be one of the best at the work. It's again by Krishna's blessings, right? So when you speak, they will listen. So what happens? There is a lot of pressure at the job, but I don't take the pressure by God's grace, because in the morning when you chant, you just don't take it. You offer even the problems to Krishna and things sort out. People are always stressed, so they come and, Nina, how come you're so stress free? I said, what do you see here? You see the little plaque, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. That offer it, just chant it, and you see the magic happen. And I really talk, and I have given some rosary beads to people. I have given some books, Prabhupada, small books, not like heavy books. And and then I say that, why are you getting so attached? At the end of the day, we're not going to take anything with us. At the end, it's all going to be here. You can do what you can do. I mean, take a deep breath and chant the Lord's name and see how you feel. So when I say those things, people listen. So that's how. And now they sometimes they come and they will greet me Hare Krishna. I don't know if they're mocking or whatever, but I know that even if they say it mockingly or laughingly, at least they're saying it. you know and I display it in a very nice way, in a very proud way. It is right there, so people can come and see it. And yeah, And they see, yeah, because they like to hear if you are good at your job, if you're very good at one of the top, then they will hear and they will respect. That's the beauty of Americans. They will not mock you, or they will really understand, oh, okay, this is how she's not taking any stress in her life. This is how she gets up in the morning, she meditates on the holy name, chanting mantra, and this is how she conducts peacefully without getting stressed. So they like it as long as it
So,
works.
okay, nice to hear, Mataji. So even the success also comes from Krishna,
Oh,
and Krishna
yes.
led the way that how we'll
Yeah.
have to go through in this material world when we surrender unto him, when we offer to him whatever we do. So that's how I see you, Mataji, while you say. So that's a very wonderful quality of a devotee. And while speaking about this quality, means like there are few certain qualities which are given by the acharyas, right, in Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam. We share, but what do you think that devotee should have certain qualities and certain qualities which should not be?
No, Mataji, whatever Acharyas has given, it has to be absorbed so deeply. And but everything has a right time and a right place, Mataji. That's where yesterday we were at a Chaitanya Charan Prabhuji's class. Me, my husband, we were there. And really, he was talking all about balance. And life is all about balance. Just because you heard something for Krishna, you have to see if the person opposite to you is in a mood or is able to receive it or not. Because you don't want to make a mockery of the beautiful spiritual things. So, um, yes, whatever we hear from Acharya, I certainly agree to it. I certainly take it. But in order to express it, you need to internalize it. Not everything needs to be shown, or not everything can be shared with everybody or publicly. This is for you. The changes are within. Doesn't matter what you change, what you wear, where you go, or whom you meet. The changes are internal. So I do agree. I don't disagree on anything. No. I mean, and I'm always willing to learn, change. And Prabhupada, for example, they said, Trinadapi suni chena terurupi sahishnuna. But at the same time, if somebody is coming and bothering you, you need to stand up for yourself. You don't let the other person get on your head or take, but that's because God is inside you too. So you have to use the intelligence that Krishna has given you to navigate from the life. That's what I think, Mataji.
Beautiful answer, Mataji. So nice. Very nicely you explained. Yes, of course, we'll have to follow in the footsteps of the acharyas. So, and what are the services you perform in your congregation, Mataji? You are connected to the temple, right?
Yes, yes. Yes, Mataji, we are building I mean, the temple is done already, but now we are putting beautiful architecture. We are expanding. So I'm actively involved in fundraising, in book distribution, in prasadam distribution, in inviting the Maharajas and on this keynote on the 20th, on Friday, 20th, His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj is coming to our house. So
Wow.
yes, I've invited the devotees. I will be inviting some neighbors, some aspiring people. So yeah, it's a mix of everything. And I write newsletter. Whenever we get a chance, we go and join the kirtan. Those are the little things. And I also do a daily newsletter, weekly newsletter for them.
Yeah, so nice, Mataji. So, yeah, you said that you have a very power means like tight work also at your
Yeah.
materially, and you're doing nice services also for Krishna. So it's really actually when you see in this material when means like we are having so much work that people say that I don't have time for this spiritual things. So, but when we see devotees, we'll have to actually learn from them that they do nicely like even the spiritual and the material services. So this is actually a very good kind. So you said that you're having the weekly newsletter write up, right? So is it that you prepare for the whole week or you make it a day for the newsletter and you do give it?
So Mataji, it's very beautifully organized here. So for example, once a week newsletter, I'm scheduled to send it out by collecting all the info. There is one Mataji that will collect who is the speaker, for example, and will send it to me. Then I will collect the information. So until Thursday, we have divided the work for the newsletter, who is going to do what part of the work. Just like in Bhakti Sanga, you do, okay, this lady is going to do the introduction, this Mataji is going to do the Q&A, that Mataji is going to send the link, the other Mataji is going to. So, the work is divided.
Divine.
So, the more organized we get in our lives, the better result it will be. So, like, for example, I have noticed that if the morning is gone, the chanting is gone. In the evening, we are so tired, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And also, we need to switch our brain. Okay, 9 to 5 is the work. You go, you heavily. I don't bring the work. I try not to bring the work home. Whatever is done, done. And the evening, some few hours for the family, and then a little bit of the, reading or little bit of devotee association whenever possible. But whatever work is given is very organized. It's not like I'm working constantly. Write it, if we write it down, okay, this day, this is going to be done, this day, this is going to be done. The more organized we get, it will be efficient, quick, and easily accomplished. Mataji, I think.
Nice. So I just had the thought, okay, whatever it is, first that morning chanting should be proper. Means like it has to be done. So
Yeah.
when it's done, then the whole day is organized.
Yes.
So so that's what I was thinking in my mind. And you also rightly brought up that. So thank you so much, Mataji, for that. And yes. So in Bhakti Sangha, we have various other programs also, right? So I hope you'll be connected to that also. So and in those programs, do you have anything to say for the Bhakti Sangha
Oh,
to improvise?
Mataji. No, you're thinking of improve. It is so wonderful place, Mataji. This is amazing. All day long packed program. I have never seen this anywhere. Nowhere, Mataji. This I'm not just saying to please people that have started. It just happened probably, right? I mean, it just grew. And it's so beautifully organized. And again, you see, it's the success is because it's beautifully organized. And there is always backup, and people are hungry for services. And the Matajis are organizing it so well. I mean, it's wonderful. And I believe if you take Matajis and Prabhujis, Matajis makes great assistants, great secretaries, great organizers, great CEO. Why? Because they are so organized. I mean, look at Bhakti Sangha. It's so beautifully organized. It's so beautifully done. It's amazing. I don't see in my limited mind how more we can improve, but the speakers that are coming, the devotee association, the question answer, the chanting, it's wonderful. It's wonderful, wonderful. I'm so happy to be a part of this, seriously.
Hari Bol, Mataji. We are also so happy to have you on the call today.
Oh,
And we are also so happy to have your association for alternate weeks that you give your hosting on this Bhakti Sangha. And thank you so much, Mataji, for that. And thank you so much for today's your valuable time and association and giving your interview today for us. And it's really a very inspiring interview also. Vanchakalpatripasya kripa sindhu devacha तीर्थनाम पावनेभ्यो वैष्णव
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय
Jai.
नीना माता जी की जय हरे कृष्णा
Peace and
थैंक यू सो
grace.
मच माता जी
Thank
So
you.